Welcome to Caribbean Brilliance, where we highlight the contribution of Caribbean Americans. We hope that when they tell their story, they inspire and empower the present and future generation. I am your host, Mss Francois, that's MSS for multi-talented and super sexy. Today, I'm excited to have my guest, Ilbert. Oh, I finally pronounced someone's name correctly. J. Sanchez. I don't know why he left the J there. I think that must do something to make him feel special. He's an author, an advocate for teens, and the owner of Fedu. Yeah, you're asking me, is that Fubu? No, it's Fedu, okay? It's a luxury brand, and once you see his outfit, you'll know what I mean. That celebrate Garifuna. That's Garifuna. What heritage? I know y'all know what nothing about this is, but we're going to find out today. It's craftsmanship while embracing, I can't pronounce this, contemporary suiting. So, welcome, Ilbert.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited and honored to be in here in your amazing spirit.
I know. Oh, you see, he talk good English, eh? Can you believe he's from Honduras? So, say something in a little Spanish for them.
¿Qué tú quieres que yo diga?
Oh, he said I was very sexy and beautiful. So thank you. So first I want to start, tell us about Honduras, because I'm going to have a bunch of Caribbean people telling me, no, that's not Caribbean. So tell us about where you grew up or where you came from.
Honduras has one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. I'm sure you've heard of Roatan. Have you heard of the Roatan Island?
Okay, lie to him. Yes, I have.
Yeah. So I was born in the capital of Honduras, Tegucigalpa. My family is from Triunfo de la Cruz and Armenia, which is like pretty much the Garifuna towns in Honduras. So the Garifuna people, right, we're the Afro-Caribbean and Arawak Indians of Central America, right? We got exiled from St. Vincent. And
wait, were they friendly? Because like what you said, the people. Where they came from?
We got exiled from St. Vincent.
Okay.
Right, and then we ended up in the outskirts of Central America. So you'll find Garifuna people in Honduras, in Belize, in Guatemala, and Nicaragua. Right, so those are the black carriers of Central America.
Okay.
So the only reason why I speak Spanish is because Honduras is a Spanish-speaking country, but my culture is Garifuna. So we're the Garifuna people. We speak Garifuna, we have Garifuna food, we have Garifuna music. So that's a really
So is that like your own tribe, your own people?
Exactly. Yes, wow. 100%, 1,000%. So I have family in Nagriga and Belize, right? I have family also in Guatemala. So we're everywhere, and now from there we migrated all over Spain and then all over the Americas. So you'll see some of us, and it's like over 5 million Garifunas here in New York.
Really?
Right? We're in Houston as well, New Orleans, and also Los Angeles. That's where you'll see most of us, and some parts of Florida as well.
So you all have your own language and everything. You just so happen to speak Spanish because some of you all ended up.
Because Honduras is a Spanish-speaking country.
Interesting. Yes. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So how come you are so invested? Because you said you came up to America when you were 6. So how come you're so invested in like your past and in your history and in that culture?
Because I wasn't at a time. You know, coming to America, there's so much pressure in trying to be connected with the Americans.
Yeah.
I got culture shocked. It was intense, exhausting. You know, we were immigrants, right?
Yeah.
So I remember helping my mother actually get her citizenship, because when you get your citizenship, you got to take a test. And I remember us like in the house, and I'm practicing with her on like who the presidents are, who the presidents were, legislation, all of that stuff, and like really just trying to become Americans. Wow. You know, so
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah,
okay.
But I got to a point where I was like, why am I going so hard trying to up the standards of like being an American when I need to be able to know more about like where I come from, you know? And once I started to really do research, dig deep in like what the Garifuna people are, who my ancestors are, you know, where they come from, where we come from, I started to like really fall in love with that story, because then from there I knew who I was, and that's how I started to show up in life, being able to just become and feel more powerful.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm starting to love, check me, I'm like, I need to meet more of these people, because it sounds just so beautiful how you even went about it. Yeah. It's because, you know, helping your mom because I know you have to learn like those 100 questions. We all been through it. And then you're like, yeah, I'm American. But it's nice that you go back and find out about where you came from. So I want to go into, so you went in that whole digging deep in your history. So how does the Fedu thing come about?
So Fedu is actually an event that Garifuna people celebrate.
Okay.
Right?
It's like a party, kind of.
It's a party. It's definitely a party. It's drums. We're actually, you'll see people dancing, singing to the ancestors. We'll have Garifuna apparel on. And it's just a celebration of life. You evoke a lot of emotion when you're there and you're dancing, you're singing to the ancestors, right?
Yeah.
And it's a celebration of life. When it comes to my clothes, whether it's for a wedding, it's for a graduation, it's for a prom, whether it's for a job promotion, it's for a birthday, right? We're celebrating you. Every time somebody walks through that door, I'm telling them, congratulations.
Yeah.
That is a celebration of life. That's a Fedu.
So how do you, okay, it's amazing after you see, you see you with your suit, you look like you look like you're someone that always knew what they wanted. And in reality, that's typically never the case.
Never.
Right? So how does it come from coming here? A lot of immigrants face all the things that they face, and you're like, okay, clothes, that's what I'm going to do, Fedu. I know about my culture, this is what I want to do. How does that concept even come about? I
think a lot of it was a lot of work that I did mentally with my mental health, trying to find myself, because you lose your identity being an immigrant, and then I was raised in the South Bronx. You know, I witnessed a lot of people just doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. A lot of my friends got locked up. A lot of my friends died, got murdered. I seen a lot of stuff growing up.
And how come you didn't go that route? Because people use that as an excuse to go that route.
I pray to God every day that I always chose the better route. And I was always seconds of choosing a different route every single day. When it comes to, growing up in the crack epidemic, being able to actually witness like the rise of like the gang culture, Bloods, the Crips, the Latin Kings. I was around all of that stuff, but I just felt I needed to do better, and I wanted to do better. My parents, my mom and dad just being on top of me, being overprotective of me. If it wasn't basketball practice, I better be in school. And if it's not that, I would be home. Yeah, I stayed busy, and if I wasn't in the basketball court, I'd come back. You don't be hanging out outside. If you're not in the basketball court, you better be home. So I think they had a big moment at that with me, and that kept me grounded. But I don't know, growing up, I just felt like I was always protected by God, like being able to find me in the craziest situations, but I always came out safe.
Oh, amazing. So take me on a little journey. Okay, so we know you had one of those rough childhoods, but at the same time, your parents kept you grounded or forced you to stay grounded. Yeah. So how does fashion enter into that? Or did you have to go to school, or how you just picked up some cloth and you liked how it looked? Tell us that.
So I've never taken one class in fashion at all. For me, it's art. This is literally art. I'm painting people. It's like a blank canvas when you walk into my showroom, and I'm painting you every single moment for what it is that you want. You wanted me to make you an outfit for your show? It's a blank canvas, and as we're speaking, I'm really painting that canvas. And that canvas, what I'm painting you with is clothes, it's fabrics, right? And growing up, art was something that I gravitated towards because I had trouble expressing myself. English being my second language, I was getting teased for my accent. And just you get nervous and scared, so art was the way for me to actually express myself. So I was always in graphic design classes, drawing on tables, drawing on the walls, drawing in my hands, sticky notes, always doing. That's what it is. It's just art to me. It just happens to be fashion that I'm using to express myself now.
Okay, so I like how you're still avoiding my question. Fine, you're painting the canvas, but how do you say I'm going to start? So you design, you draw, everything?
So I'm a graphic designer.
Okay.
So when I looked at your logos, I'm like, this is a beautiful logo. I know typography. Like, I studied that in school. I went to FIT, and I went to SUNY Koboso, and I studied graphic design. So all my suits, I design them on the computer. Then I get them made. That's what it is. I don't sew the suits.
Really?
Yeah, I have manufacturers here in America, and I have them overseas as well. But all of my graphic design skills, the way I design the inside of my suits, all of that stuff is all through my graphic design skills. The company logos, the websites, all of that stuff is things that I've learned in college. All that is art to me.
But I love that, because that's like taking art and designing to a whole different level, because some people wouldn't think of that. Someone sitting right now, like graphic design, they're like, I have options, and it's nice so people could see things in a different way. Yeah. I'm excited. Okay, so now you said, okay, so at what point you say like, I'm gonna make this into a full business? I want to.
Great question.
Yeah, I know.
Great question.
I know.
I think for me, it was being able to cut the middleman because I was doing streetwear. But I was also working a 9 to 5.
Okay.
You know, I was a UX UI designer doing design work, pretty much sitting in front of a computer. And I'm like, am I here on this planet to just sit in front of a computer?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, nah, this didn't feel right with me. And I'm big on fulfillment, being able to be fulfilled. And it just wasn't fulfilling me. And I'm like, I need to be able to quit my job to run my company full time. So in the middle of me actually working a 9 to 5, I transitioned from streetwear to styling, from styling to fashion, and I created the company, and I was able to actually think about it like, you're not gonna come to my office and get a suit if I have a job. I'm like, hey, call me next week because I'm working all week.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear that.
Right.
So I'm like, I have to take the leap of faith and being able to actually take risk to be able to see what happens if I have my own showroom in Grand Central on 43rd and 3rd, and what happens if I start calling my frat brothers and my friends to come support me for me to make them suits. What happens if people start to see me doing suits for people from the African diaspora? And it started to grow. And then the word of mouth started to happen. All of that stuff.
Okay, so right now, how you said it, you made it sound so easy. So this is what I always say to people with the 9 to 5. Just like how you were able to quit your job and do this full time, there's a lot of people who quit their job and right now they're sleeping in their car. I always say Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey sleeping in the car. Yes, we look at them success, but a lot of people are still sleeping in the car. So what is the difference between someone sleeping in a car right now? Because they're like, I saw him on TV, I quit my job, I'm going to do whatever my dreams are. Like, what are some things, did you put certain things in place? Don't be giving people no dreams and then a bunch of people quit their job.
That's a really good way to put that. I think for me, it was, I don't suggest for people to quit their job. That's not something that you do. I just didn't feel happy in the position that I was in life. But the advantage that I had was I was a graphic designer. So I can do logos, I can do websites. I was just trying to figure out just to pay my school loans and pay rent. I was doing people's websites and business cards and logos because that's my background. So I was able to do that on the side while still having finding an office in the middle of the city to see how I can just be able to bring clients in to bring some revenue into the new company.
And while you're doing that, did you have like external support? Because I'm big on, that's what I wanted to know, because everybody is
Financial
different.
support?
In different ways. Besides, it could be emotional support, financial support, different support, different people.
I think I took a lot of, it was a lot of sacrifices that I made where I just wasn't showing up for people as far as like they asked me to go to like their birthday parties and stuff like that. Like things that they wanted me to go to, I declined that. So the support was minimal because people didn't understand the dream.
Right,
so
they're like crazy person.
Yeah, the people who supported me the most was like my parents. They're like, son, you crazy, but we support you, you know? But it was hard because people don't understand, a lot of people don't understand entrepreneurship. And this was in like 2016. At that time, entrepreneurship wasn't trendy like how it is now.
Yeah, now it's a style.
Yeah, you know, so people, they were looking at me like crazy, like, why do you have a degree? Why are you not using the degree and stuff like that? So the support wasn't there. When it comes to finances, I think I asked 3 of my friends to borrow some money to open up the showroom in Grand Central at the time. And then that's it. And I just did the numbers where I was making enough suits to actually pay for rent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
a lot of sacrifices.
And I'm amazed at that, and I hope someone is looking at that. Again, you don't know who you're inspiring and who is watching, and someone just wanted to make that leap. But I like that you give the little backstory, because I don't want nobody jump in.
That's true.
It's right, you know. With that said, we're going to talk a little more about Fedu, but I want people to see some things that I put together because I'm a master. So can we play that amazing? And that was Fedu. Now that was amazing. In this moment, I want to encourage you to check out the website. I know I'm doing that in like the middle of the video, but it's really awesome because I stalked him. That's what I do. So I wanted to ask, now that we know you took the leap of faith, you started your company, like who were you told me about, I think it was your sorority or frat brothers,
my
right?
frat brothers, fraternity brothers, yeah.
Okay. They helped you, they came, supported you. Like who was your first, like, so those were some of your first clients, but who were some of like your big level, like next clients that people are like, oh my God?
My first big client was Caleb McLaughlin. He's Lucas, the black kid from Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yes. He was wearing my stuff for the Emmys and for the GQ Awards, and he got Best Dressed in a lot of articles.
Really?
Yeah, and then this is the time where Twitter was like at its highest.
Yeah.
So everybody was like tweeting me and like writing me like,
you made it.
He said your name on TV, all of that stuff. Yeah. It's funny that you asked that because tomorrow I'm actually, one of my biggest goals has been to dress one player from the NBA draft.
Really?
And tomorrow is the NBA draft and I have 2 players. So I'm still taking it in and I'm embracing it. But it's tomorrow I have 2 players and one of them is going to be like a top 5 pick wearing my stuff.
So I can't even fully like comprehend that, you know, especially thinking about where you come from to now. So how do you even go about getting these clients? Is it like word of mouth, people just see your stuff like the Twitter thing? Like how does that come about?
I'm so sick. So for me, it's relationships. I build relationships. I do not take relationships for granted at all.
Lovely.
I like to keep a lot of good people and genuine people around me. The person that's connected me with the players is actually one of my frat brothers, who I'm really good friends with, and he's the stylist for them. So I'm like, why not?
Wow.
So being able to just find those dreams and grow with people for me has been beautiful.
That's amazing. I'm at awe. And you're at this level. I'm only expecting greater things from you, but knowing that your background or where you come from, is that had any challenges in you being in this kind of market when it comes to clothes?
First, being a black man in fashion that's straight is really rare.
I like that.
Especially, yeah, but also being Caribbean, right? Being Garifuna, people are not fashion designers. The men are not. They're either construction workers,
right?
They're police officers. You know, so it's not that's something. Nobody in my family is a fashion designer,
right?
You know, so when it was like, oh, fashion designer, it's very different, but very different, yeah.
So have you had like any challenges besides like do they look at you like what are you doing here? Or does your style, because you say your style come with, you know, your culture and stuff like that, compared to, you know, like I don't want to call it average, but the other people, the competitors, like how do you?
Yeah, it's always like, I get that all the time, especially during Fashion Week. Like I'm like the underdog. I am the one like they may think less of because I'm not doing other things. But for me, I don't really care what anybody. I don't put myself in a position to be in a box with someone else. But I've asked questions where it's like, oh, how come you're not dressing this person, or why you're not doing this? My thing is, I dress people from the African diaspora. Anything else is a plus, but my duty here is to uplift people from the African diaspora.
I love that. Is knowing your niche. In your industry, is having a niche very important? Because, you know, some people's like, I'm serving everyone.
Yeah, and my stuff is not for everybody. It's for people who look like us, because no one is making stuff for people who look like us like that.
Okay.
You know, so.
Okay. So what advice would you have for a young designer or entrepreneur coming out from the Caribbean and dreams of making it big and doing something like what you're doing? What would you tell them?
Stay true to you. Find ways to stay connected to you, to like your roots and your culture, because that's like my biggest drive. If I didn't know who I was, I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing now. And also study the craft. Like I study fashion so much. I just I'm looking at how I can connect AI with my clients to be able to have a better experience, right? Growing the team and this educating yourself in business is important as well. You know, because I have a big infrastructure, but I have such a big team that curates all of, like, it's like a well-oiled machine, right? So understanding how to run a business is extremely important. And last but not least, keep really good people around you.
Good. Awesome. Like you mentioned team. Do you have a big team, a small team? Because sometimes just the way you carry yourself, like even the stuff that I do, people always assume I have like 20 people working to get all these things together. Like, do you have a big team, a small team? And What does that
I have
look
an
like?
intimate team. I would say it's a small team. I have Liddell Janice, which is Liddell. They're both Trini actually.
Oh, look
Liddell
at
runs
the people, boy.
Liddell runs the Miami office. We have an office in Miami, and then Janice is my assistant here in the New York office. Then we have Kelly, who's our customer service person. She's overseas. We have then we have like an operations person, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But again, you make it look nice, because when even looking at like your website, it's like on another level. Like sometimes people try to do the little one or two thing, and then you know your cousin, brother, sister who just came from fifth grade did it.
Well, the thing about that is because I'm a graphic designer.
So you cheating?
That's stuff that I went to school for, so it's so easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch here because like when I introduced you, I mentioned that you're advocate to teens. Okay, tell me a little about that, because we have your book here. It's called Excellence in Every Thread.
Yeah.
Okay, so even the title, tell me about the whole point of it, like mentoring, like tell me how the book came about, because it's not easy even getting the idea, the concept, and putting it together. So tell me more about that.
So one of my passions outside of fashion is actually uplifting the youth. Like, I don't play about the youth because I remember growing up in the South Bronx, and still so many things that I wish that I knew that I was privy to. And that's like one of the biggest things of why I wrote the book. Excellence in Every Thread is the motto of Fedu, right? But it's way more than just clothes. It's like how you showing up in life. And I try to practice like doing things at a high level. I try to practice being really, really excellent at things, right? Build relationships, the way I show up for like young kids, right? The way I show up for my family. Just being able to live in excellence. And your life is the thread, so it's excellence in every thread.
You got to repeat that again. You repeat it and do it with the voice. Go ahead.
Yeah, so your life is the thread. So it's being able to live in excellence in every thread.
Oh, nice. If I had a mic, I would drop it and stand on it and stamp up on it. Okay. So tell me like one core lesson that, what's like the age group like you focus on?
This actually can go from like 5th grade up until like sophomore year of college.
And what is like one core lesson someone can get from this book?
One core lesson.
Because we don't want to tell them everything. We want them to.
Well, you don't have to read the book from beginning to end. You can go in there and read it when you need to. So, for example, if you want to be able to connect with how do you find a therapist, it's there on how do you find a therapist and why the stigma. Why is there a stigma of like having a therapist, and how are you counteractive with that and being able to actually find a therapist that helps you. The mental is the first part of the book. So I put the therapist in. So if you have some issues like you're trying to get stronger mentally, go to the first part of the book, and it talks about emotional intelligence, all of that stuff.
So you broke down your book in like different sections?
It's in 3 sections, yeah.
Okay, just tell me a little bit about the 3 sections. So first is the mental.
The mental, yeah. The second is the appearance. So, you know, hygiene, grooming, suiting, and stuff like that. And then it's the approach, how you approach certain situations, jobs, resumes, financial literacy, how you vacationing, all of that stuff, packing. That's
amazing. I'm intrigued. So, Mr. Ilbert,
yes.
I wanted, Caribbean Brilliance wanted to present you with this token, and it says here, in recognition of amplifying Caribbean brilliance, we thank you for your contributions.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I love mugs. This is so beautiful. I appreciate it so much.
No, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Ilbert, at this point in time, what I want to do, I'm going to give you this little saying. You're going to read it, and you're going to tell us what it is. We'll see how much those years he lived in Honduras helped him. Okay, so.
Si tú hubieran los... you want me to say it out loud?
Yeah.
And what am I saying after?
So speak what's written on there, and what does it, do you know what it means?
Se te subieron los humos. What's los humos?
So it says here, the fumes went to your head. Okay, so they said that the meaning is used to describe someone who has become arrogant, proud, or conceited, and if his ego is inflated. Okay, so you fail one.
See what happens when you try to be Americanized too much?
Because these things, they said, is like Honduras sayings, right?
Okay.
So try this one.
Let me see this one. Más perdido que un juez en un tobogán.
At least you sound pretty saying it.
Yeah, más perdido que un
What do you think
juez
think
en
it says?
un tobogán. I don't know. It says más perdido, more lost than un.
More lost than a crab on a slide.
Oh,
What do you think that means?
so, I don't know, like all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you semi fast.
All over the
Yeah,
place.
so it's like it says 100 saying that's the more lost like a crab on side, which means someone who is pretty confused.
I never heard these sayings. Wow. That's
Well,
weird.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have another one?
No.
That was pretty cool. Okay.
So I feel like we learn from each other as
Okay.
always, right? So tell the people any exciting projects, like you mentioned, you're going to be dressing the next two.
Yeah, NBA draft tomorrow.
Okay. And so any other exciting project, anything you want to tell us, anything, collaborations, other dreams you're working on,
Yeah.
what Fedu is going to be doing next?
We're actually going to Dominica. We're dressing. I'm gonna tell you here first. You hit it here first. We're doing the cover of Mona Lucia Bride. This will be my 8th cover in Mona. Which is like the top wedding magazine in the country, right? So,
okay.
They're sending me to Dominica to dress Ali and AD from Love Is Blind.
Oh.
They're like.
I just love it. So I love Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm
awesome.
dressing Ali for
Yes.
for that. They're sending me there for a few days to make sure he's clean for that shoot, the cover shoot as well.
That is amazing. And tell people if they want to get where to find you, how to reach you.
So you want to, on IG, it's Shop Fedu, right? It's SHOPFEDU. And if you want to actually book a consultation with us, you're going to go to the website, shopfedu.com. And we have in-person consultations. Our office is in New York. It's 175 Walnut Avenue, Suite 206A. And then we also have an office in Florida also. But we do digital consultations with people all over the world.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
You see, he just wanted you all to know, basically, you have no excuse. He is available, and he will make himself available to you guys. With that said, I want to thank you so much for being an amazing guest and for all that you do with the mentoring, the book, and just taking your culture to the next level and bringing it to the public, bringing it on stage everywhere. With that said, don't forget to inspire one another until we lime again. Caribbean Brilliance.